Let me look at this game one though. Whoa. All right, let me take a look. Let's take a look at draft first. Whoa, how do we end up in this bot lane matchup? Bro, why are we playing YamatoCannon this game? YamatoCannon versus Lucian Milio. And then you play it into Orianna and Javan. That is crazy. Let me see the draft order. I need to see the draft order. Switching browsers is a pain in the ass, but that's how they keep you. But Opera GX makes it easy because they of course want you to enjoy every feature they have to offer. So if you want to make the switch, easy peasy, you go into settings, click synchronization, and then boom, import bookmarks and settings from whatever browser you're using. Another detail, of course, that all Chromium extensions, even some that don't work anymore, still work with, of course, Opera GX. This is my favorite over here. On top of that, if you need even more adblock support, of course, there is something even built in to Opera GX to block ads. Press privacy and security, and then boom, block ads and surf the web up to 3 times faster. You just click it in, and then easy peasy, you got it. In addition to detail, of course, of Opera GX is that you can customize it however the hell you want with a simple button press. Boom, you can just click onto a mod, install a mod, you can mixture, you can switch sounds, keyboard sounds, you can switch backgrounds, you can customize however you want. But of course, the League official ones, they come with a pre-built, of course, exclusive lolesports hub where you can keep track of anything that is going on esports. You can see all the games, and then of course you can see all the beautiful co-streamers here too. Oh, look at that handsome devil, look at him. You can click, and then you can of course easily remain up to speed with all things lolesports. So with that being said, what are you waiting for? Download Opera GX using my link in the description below. Should be in the comments, should be in the description. It supports the channel greatly. Opera GX is a friend, so thank you to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. So okay, Galio, Lee Sin, and Ambessa. Okay, it's a classic Genji comp, right? That's fine. But we are picking Rakan. Rakan? How are we picking Rakan, bro? I don't know. Just pick Nautilus something, you know. Nautilus Jin, pick Nautilus Senna, pick Nautilus Syndra, pick anything, bro. Like you can pick so many combos, bro. Cassio's open. Nautilus Cassio. Alright, let's skim through this game.
Doran does not.
Okay, no action from Lee, no ganks on mid, no breakage onto Faker. We don't force anything with Galio, a little bit of lane gank. Maybe we force a little dive top, maybe, on Doran. Alright, we're clicking Drake, Canyon tries to steal, and we reveal ourselves. We take 6 in jungle. Oner takes 6. Any lane gankers top? Ooh, look at that freeze Ambessa has. The little freeze Ambessa is basing to match. Rakana's opening top side, has wards, puts wards, spots Javan. No, it's just a swap to grubs. No play on top. Galio's TP, Faker has no TP. Little culling there from Peyz. Looks fun to play Rakan into that. Just feel like, you know, you could be forcing. Can't Rakan, like, we are afraid of Galio getting dove bot lane. Why don't we, like, put vision into top side? Why don't we, like, go deep? Well, alright. Nothing proactive on the Gnar. He just gets to play the game. And now Javan has a timer, gets flash, and Kiin falls. Holy. Yeah. Just 10 minutes of inactivity. You have Galio, Lee, Ambessa, and you have Lee 6, and you, even with Rakan opener, you can't look for anything on the Gnar to press, to make them defend, to do something. Alright, they climb into bottom side now. They try to cut off Lee and Milio. Javan is basing, clicking bot. He's gonna help them re-enter. Galio shows on mid, and now they re-enter to get the range creeps. Genji exit. Essence Reaver almost finished for the loot. Wait. What is this, bro? What is this? This is how we play? Oh my. Ruler trading ult for ult. Nice culling. Alright, Essence Reaver and base for the boy. See the Drake situation. I see Eclipsey. I see Eclipse Ambessa. No, TP on Gnar though. TP on Gnar. So Ambessa is forced to trade hard on Doran the Moran. He's half HP. Xayah has no ult. I didn't see if Xayah has item. Does Xayah have item? That's the EQ forward with Oner. We don't hit him back because Xayah is not close enough. And now Nar is basing. He's going to threaten with TP. And Genji just take the reset and accept it. Does Galio just ult top and they try to kill Doran? No. It's just not in the frame of mind at all for Genji. They want to contest this Drake. But I don't see why you want to contest this Drake. Like, the enemy Lucian has Elixir of Force and also Essence Reaver ready to go versus your Kiin Xayah, you know? I don't see why they insist here. Look at the top side camps. They are juicy, bro. They are jiggling their cheeks. They are inviting. Like, this is wow. It's amazing. It's inviting, bro. They should just step into the temple there. Genji look a little bit rough for wear here. Let's fast forward to the Cristiano Geraldo. Wait, we're missing a play here. We're missing a play. We're missing a play. Chovy looking lazy. You know, we've seen some poor Galio play, and I thought that Chovy would bless our eyes. But Chovy and Canyon haven't found a single angle onto Faker, and just even farming. Which is fine, you know, Galio even farming is good, but Faker just knows, yo, I don't need to die, and then we're gonna outscale. Oner. They just do a full combo on Oner, but he walks away, and now they have no tools to kill Doran. Oh my lord, can we kill him? Alright, how easy was that, by the way? How easy was that? Wasn't that easy? Wasn't that easy? Peyz with the flash forward, you demon! Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm loving that. The Ankara Messi was also massive. And honestly, that's just game right there. That's games. I get some gold on mid, but who cares? Who cares, bro? Double dragon, kills for Peyz. That Peyz flash was nasty. Look at this Peyz flash here. This Peyz flash is perfect. This Peyz flash is nutty, bro. Bomba! That Peyz flash is insane. I love that. How does this game state happen? So Kiin exits into the bush and he just starts TPing. Starts TPing. You know what I want to do? I want to do something, wait, before we continue with the review. I want to pull up my video for Peyz. Damn, I'm bold. Yushi is parting ways with T1. But I'm not going to do the thing where people only talk about the past. I just wanted to bring that context into the year of 2025. So this year he was on JDG. And for those who don't watch LPL, JDG went through like 3 complete roster rebuilds. There you go, you muppets.
Complete roster rebuilds mid-season. He played with, I believe, 4 different supports. This team was a complete mess. The only thing that was redeemable about this team was Peyz and Shun. And Scout had probably the worst season of his career, and this team was a complete mess. But somehow, this team was still competitive. And I'm telling you, the biggest reasons were Shun and Peyz. Peyz actually expanded his skill set. He actually was capable of grabbing the bull by the horn and actually carry games 1v9 style.
There we go.
Who don't watch, and like he basically like dropped Gala games.
There we go, bro. My Peyz take.
Gala games, like
my Peyz take. My Peyz take was so good, by the way. So good.
Jesus Christ, Peyz was dropping those games. I think that this year was really nutritious for Mr. Peyz. So I can see what T1 see in a player like Peyz. I can see it. I think that Peyz will do well on this team.
All right, let's continue here. Interesting build on Lucian, bro. He just wants to cull more often. That's interesting. Is this intentional? It looks mental, no? What is this build, bro? Nah, Navori is too broken. The interaction is just really insane for Lucian, guys. This is not a real build. The ult CD, like, is not worth it. All right. I like how, can you see here how T1 play on 2 lines? It's like most teams basically, they play on a couple of lines, meaning that you use your spells to make sure that the enemy has to pay a price for information, right? There are currently 4 here, so Faker is zoning. You do a QW, and then you kite back, of course. After, when your spells are on CD, that's when the enemy needs to break through and look for engage, so you just kite back. And then, of course, Gen G need to bait out those spells because they know which lines they need to break. So it becomes a game of cat and mouse here. So one line gets broken here. They Kai Faker spells. And then the next one is here, of course. And then you can see that they are defending this through an arc. We'll continue. They try to break through. Smite goes through on Javan. They combo in on Oner. Gali ultimate gets sent into the back. Oner gets a decent amount of value before he dies. Considering a combo there is amazing. I have no idea where Chovy went. Because I don't know if the mistake here, maybe honestly, is the issue that Gen G is just not committing. Look at this. So if we just slow this down a little bit here. They combo. They send it. Don't they just, like, run it down here? Like, Xayah just starts hitting this Javan. You Gali ult. Like, you full send it. But what does Canyon do here? Canyon has a shield here, W. Canyon is sprinting away, Galio. And then, like, we are kiting backwards. Because I think the mistake here is that Duro doesn't W Javan, and then I think that they need to just slam him. Like they need to literally just slam him. I wonder as well if the mistake is that Chovy ults and instead of like sending it, you know, because here Chovy can just connect with Oner. I think maybe you don't ult, you send it with Galio E here, you CC chain, and then you follow up with ult on the next rotation. I think the Javan could get one shot here. This was a good break from Gen G. But the issue is Oner gets so much value before he dies. They get the dragon, Chovy falls, they get to kite backwards, T1 positions so well here. So Gen G don't get the re-engage. And Lee Sin was 1 HP. Alright. Very good position for T1. XX Soul on the horizon. But yeah, I don't like the Lucian build at all, guys. I really don't like it. I don't think it makes sense. But yeah, I have to reference back to the draft. I think that you gave T1 a dream circumstance. You need to hope that you can break Doran's ankles, because this Ambessa needs to be like 1,000, 2,000 gold ahead in this game. The fact that Gen G didn't find a single play onto the Gnar lane and you picked YamatoCannon into Lucian Milio, I think that's terrible. Because the issue is, sure, if you pick YamatoCannon in a bad matchup and it's like such a good YamatoCannon game, the enemy has full dive and whatever, but the enemy heavily outranges you. So what's the purpose of Xayah, you know? It's really purposeless. Desperate, in fact. It's like, of course, I know rulers go to Xayah, he has his own skin and all that jazz, but it doesn't make sense in this game. You know, you don't break the rules of the game because you have a skin for the champ, you know? Alright, classic T1, Faker on side. Alright, let's just take a look. Right? So Faker wards the pixel. He wards the pixel, punches the pink. Then afterwards, Chovy chases him out because Faker does the greedy thing of trying to punch a pink. If it wasn't for Portal, this gank doesn't work. But walking, skipping past the wave to punch a pink when your team is basing, this is only on Faker, right? This is Faker taking risks. I think that most teams that play against T1 know if they open on Faker's side or on Doran's side that most of the time enemy support is not going to be there. Especially when you play Lucian Milio as a combo. For those who don't know. So the League of Legends is right like this, right? It's like jungle / support. Jungle and support need to get information. Jungle needs to farm, support doesn't need to farm. AD needs to farm, mid needs to farm, top needs to farm, right? Lanes. So mid game is all about making sure that everyone gets their waves first. So pay attention to tempo. Jungle farms camps. If someone can get dove or someone cannot farm, jungle needs to make the decision. Should I skip camps to defend, or is support enough to defend? So support opens where there's volatility. Support opens to defend dives. Puts shallow vision, right? Shallow vision to defend their side laner. For example, let's say Milio open behind Orianna, put a ward on Tribush, for example. Then Orianna could maybe take this wave safe and then cross into mid because she has this ward. And then they cross into mid and they sync up, and during this sequence, maybe Javan does Wolf and Gromp. And then they group up. The priority is making sure that everybody farms. But something that is very unique to Lucian and Milio in terms of how they play mid-game is the fact that they don't want to connect as 3. So Milio, Javan is not a strong combo. If you think about these supports like Nami, Milio, Yuumi, Lux, they are not champions that want to fight 3-on-3 on side to match. So basically, in some cases, you can walk out blind on the map and recover a 3v3. The reason the 3v3 is so important is because if you're blind, you need to be willing to face whatever comes your way. And in most cases, you see the enemy ADC, let's say it's a Ziggs or whatever, pushing mid-wave. And you are walking out on top, which means that the 3v3 that you expect to happen can happen. But in those circumstances, Milio is very weak. Like a champion like Rakan, obviously, is much better. So what you need to do with these type of duos is that they need to have enough mid pressure to force the enemy to actually defend with multiple people. So if Xayah is alone on mid, Lucian Milio need to dash on her head, chunk her, make Rakan feel desperate to defend her. And then Lee Sin also maybe needs to defend her. And when that happens, then suddenly your solo lanes can breathe. Because it's all an information game. You guys remember, well, as I mentioned, if you have no information and you have your ADC on mid, enemy ADC on mid, and you walk out blind, you expect a 3v3. Because you need to be ready to match if you're walking out blind. Then when you push that neutral wave, then you can cross into mid and you can put deeper vision, right? And then play off of more information. If you have information, spot enemy jungle on golem, then your jungle doesn't need to do that, and he can proceed to the next step of the macro, which is, of course, farming. That's the priority. Farming, making sure everybody farms. But in this spot here, right, Faker has no reason to rush. Lucian is basing, Milio is basing, is opening on the map. Right now, Milio Javan, they can go here, put one shallow ward, for example, maybe defensive ward, and then Javan's going to take his wolves, his Gromp, Nar's gonna catch. This is not a point of aggression. The enemy has better tempo. You have to play a defensive round. Nar's gonna push. During the defensive round, maybe you spot the Lee, maybe you spot the Rakan, Nar can push all the way, right? During that round. And while he pushes all the way, after the defensive round, you can go 3 on mid. Orianna will never push past the top point because we are not inviting this 3v3 ever. We don't want to. So we are always pressuring through mid. You can also see it in terms of how, of course, T1 put their wards. I call this the Rose Garden. The Rose Garden, you place it when you have these ADC combos that need to pressure through mid. Because once again, you pressure through mid to get information so your side laners can breathe. So how you use your culling, having the room to dash on enemy Xayah is crucial when you play Lucian Milio. Crucial. Because you need to gain information, you need to progress the game. You chunk the Xayah, push down mid, hit the tower, and then suddenly Lee Sin and Rakan need to react. And when they do, you get the information and your side lanes can breathe. But here, Faker is just rushing steps and dying, right? This is just a plain and simple mistake from Faker. As you can see here, they're just running it down mid to get info. Orianna TP's on mid. GENG are going to send it on Faker. Actually, it's Doran. It's Doran. It's not Faker. It's a bait. I thought it's Faker. Maybe GENG did too. Yeah. It's just, I think it's a comp cap. Like, Ruler can never hit. Ruler can never hit. He is always in danger. He can never hit. Xayah is not in tune with this comp. Like, they need to play like Kaiser Nautilus or something. Like, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We continue. So, Chovy is dead. It's just Soul. Doesn't look like there's much to be done in this game for Gen.G if they lose Soul here. He has no ult. Gen.G are very ult reliant. They need to connect somehow, and that's the smite. Bubble Shinobi, isn't Gen.G comp basically like pray we get 5-5 on Drake 3 and hope the enemy also does nothing before that? No. Their comp is we need to actually kick this Gnar out of the game. But Xayah is just trash. Like, Xayah is just bad. Like, they didn't get any Galio angles, no Rakan roams, nothing. They didn't dive this Gnar. Like, this Gnar should just get kicked in the head, and they should make some pressure with the fact that Milio is stuck bot, right? It's like, the truth, what I said earlier, applies in early game too. If you pick Lucian Milio, you hope that Lucian Milio pressures the enemy ADC enough that Rakan needs to go bot. It's exactly the same pattern. And the issue that we see, right, for example, Ezreal Seraphine in the next game that we saw. Bro, that Shen was doing so much on the map, it was a struggle. And sure, Ezreal's ahead, but then it's just a question of, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because Milio doesn't want to roam. If Milio is like, I need to open on top and defend my Gnar, perfect. That's what you need. That's what you need to create in the game state. This is just desperation, Nash. I think Gen.G know the game is over. Gnar showed on bot wave with Mega and no TP. And this is just desperation clearly shown, clearly known. There's the EQ, and T1 have the inside track for mid lane. T1 could just push her here while Gnar pushes. This is beautifully played from T1. Basically, just keep here the position. The enemy can't engage. They bait out the engage. Faker is just looking for a poke. Ooh, Chovy belt used against Gen.G. That's very rude, not gonna lie. Very rude. Ooh, Dorat. Woo! As you can see, sometimes when you do Nash, T1 are just patiently pushing them out. Your positional disadvantage is massive. They need to re-enter into mid somehow. They need to somehow find a way in, and it's just not possible. What a clean game from T1, by the way. Like, how could they go from this game to the next game? And then the next it just explodes. How does it explode? Let me see. No, it's just comp gap. Like, the Xayah damage done this game is like 3,000, I swear. Not a fun game at all for Xayah to play. And then we could just quickly go through the second game too. Here, draft-wise, I thought the T1 had a better draft. I think that they had good backline access, a good front line, good range, strong early game potential. You see, Seraphine is not the most common champion to be like roam active with, but she needs to. She wants to lane, obviously, but here she's active in the game. And the crucial detail about Seraphine and Kama as range champions is that their level 1 is actually very strong. You have a situation where Seraphine has her double ability charged up from the get-go, and then you have Mantra Q, of course. There's a lot of support range champions that don't do much. Like Milio, level 1 is really whatever, right, in comparison to these guys. So here Duro is just fighting Xin Zhao, so this is just bot lane, it's just noise. It's just everyone knows the more crucial detail here is like think about it if Shen is bot lane right now. If Shen is bot lane right now, Canyon loses all his top side. He has to re-enter into bot, and then they are going to be so much faster because Keria is going to help, and then he's going to cross through mid, harass Anivia, and then after he harasses Anivia, they of course just cross into bot side, and then suddenly Canyon will be level 3 against Oner's level 5 pretty much, and it will be a very hard game to play. And whatever advantage you can get onto enemy Ezreal will just not be relevant because the domination of the game will happen through mid. And if Xin Zhao comes up to the second Drake spawn with a massive advantage there, your lead on, for example, Ziggs is not going to be big enough. You're going to buy mana. You're going to buy, you know, silliness. Like your spikes early don't matter. Your spikes, like it's the same when we saw that fight later with Ezreal. He was 1k gold ahead, but he didn't land on Sheen, so it was empty gold. 1,000 gold lead on the bruisers and the mages and the fighters. The early game champs is just way more valuable, right? And here we had the follow-up. Oner flashed out, right? this was very good to see from Genji's side, right? A big concern for us when it comes to Genji is the fact that we didn't feel like jungle and support are actually playing together. The fact that they managed to pull this off, I think, was a massive sign. Even though Genji lost on the day, I do think in what we saw from the adaptations from the jungle support line was very, very nice to see. So right now we have this circumstance where Varus is very far ahead, Vi is very far ahead, so it's a trade-off. Canyon gets the Gromp and Xin Zhao is under pressure. They take the Wolves too. These are camp respawns, so they are quite strong. And just keep in mind in terms of the XP differential, right? The XP differential is big. Killing the respawns. Don't only look at the CS, they look at the respawn angle. But I really like the adaptation from Oner. He didn't enter into top side. He knew it was lava. Just click the Drake because he has bot prio and got a lot of XP back. So good decision making from Oner too, you know. Because a lot of junglers will just walk into their top side and die. A lot of them will, believe me. They will walk into the top side and die, and they will call their teammates into a losing fight. The next thing we're going to see, of course, is the crab. Duro trapping for it, and a crucial detail here is that Canyon is already 6. You can see the XP advantage from getting the higher level camps. Canyon has 6, so this is not the fight that T1 can actually play. And then instantly Keria react flash to the Hex flash. I think it's understandable. He thought that the flash taunt is coming or something like this, or E-flash. Something like this. I think he's just reacting to that. He thought that E-flash is coming. Faker kind of blunders his position here. He dies, but it also means that the enemy team has no Vi ultimate for the grubs, which means that you know, it's not super easy for Genji to actually fight, even though they have level advantages here. Seraphine's already moving early. Doran is taking a lot of space on top, so no Vi ult, no party, and Doran loses his flash. And now the extension. So Genji now still, a beautiful detail here is that they wait for Shen on the sync up. Shen opens to top side because he wants to make sure that he has home guard. This motion is very important. Home guard all the way. You need to make sure that Shen follows through with home guard all the way. And when he does, he comes fast into lane, of course. They get spotted on a ward, and now Vi has ultimate, so they want to invade the blue. And this is where Ezreal has TP. So T1 think to themselves, okay, we have TP on Ezreal. This can be a very good fight for us. But Peyz, still half HP, half mana. Doesn't have a Trinity Force yet. So even though he has a 1000 gold lead, if we think in terms of significance, where is the lead more important? Or where is the strength more important? Obviously, this Ruby Crystal Longsword on a Bruiser is massive. And here we have a world where the Ezreal, when he gets Trinity Force, very strong. In this window, his gold lead is not super relevant. Ziggs is going to have an equal to similar impact in a fight if both TP. So here we have it. Genji pull out the blue. They're buying time. They want to invite a fight. Wall off on Faker. And then Oner just kind of sends it. I think that Oner should have accepted. Maybe this is gone, but he just went for the blue and Genji get a favorable fight. Maybe if Faker's in a better spot because he's walled off. Like Faker's just, you know, in a chair here. Like he's just watching. Doran gets a nice stun. Ezreal TPs. Ezreal TPs on a deep flank. Like look how long it takes for Ezreal to show up. A deep flank. So Genji get the fight. The CC chain. I like the fact that it didn't viol the Xin Zhao. He was kind of in deep. Oner won the smite, but at what cost? And then in the end, Peyz shows up here. He has flash, but he's kind of just getting sandwiched. And then finally, Ziggs also shows up. He wants a piece of the pie. He throws a little bomb, and it didn't lead to anything. This is a very cheeky move here. You have Ezreal just collapsing. So this is a very nice detail from Peyz because he recognizes all on the mid waves. He's the one that has prio. So he can sack a mid wave to move to disrupt the pattern of play. Because if you know, Varus is pushing this neutral and should walk away, and there's a mistake from Varus, but Doran's timing on walking in is really good. Rise ults, Peyz collapses, and there's a very good way of getting a massive shutdown here for Peyz. Because obviously, they expect Ezreal on the mid wave that is coming. They don't expect him to move top. That's why this makes a very nice move. Very, very nice move. Here, I think that Faker is just trying to defend Doran, but I think that the enemy team is never going to play topside here because they're too slow. I think that in this spot here, Faker just needs to wait. He's not really gaining anything for his team because the enemy is never going to open bot, and Doran has Q and flash, and he can always get away, and he has good shallow vision. So I think Faker is just kind of inting here. He can just wait. And the saddest part, right, is that both Seraphine and Xin are here to defend the dive. Like, they use their tempo to play for Faker here, but Faker just dies. They are here to defend the dive. He cannot get dove. He can just wait. He's just pushing forward for no reason and fake pressuring when he really shouldn't, because obviously Gen.G, once again, the similar play pattern. Ezreal is so much stronger on mid, Gen.G is stronger on side. That's the crucial detail. So Faker doing a lot of side lane mistakes. It's kind of a T1 classic. T1 get the Drake, they sneak it. I think that in hindsight, you know, maybe they need to do more to get this dragon, Gen.G. But they're afraid of the 2-item Ezreal. So the spike really aligns well here for 2-item Ezreal. He doesn't have more mana, but if you compare everyone else on the team, they're quite weak. Trinity Force also finished, which is nice for Jax, even though he's 1k goal behind. He has a good timer here. And the fact that they got this Drake actually was very meaningful for the game, because Sol was so delayed. And it opens up for more mistakes from Gen.G's side, as they did right when they started the Nashor. Yeah, this is just good setup for T1. On the flip side, Faker's doing a great job now of baiting, because he's not contesting the wave. They're trying to kill him. Very greedy. Varus right now, no TP, and they say the enemy crossed the line. You see all this shallow vision? It's to set up this defensive play. Because Faker right now is not walking on that wave. If he walked on that wave, they could kill him because it's so deep. But right now, Faker's in a very defensive posturing. Very defensive posturing. So Doran just TPs. He sends it. If Gen.G didn't break formation here and they played on the actual top wave and played off of info, this could have been a lot better. But they were desperate for a kill. And now, sure, maybe they could outplay this. Maybe there's something to be done. Maybe Ruler could TP to connect with his team and they could do something better, because it started quite well, right, in terms of killing Xin Zhao. But it's like if Xin Zhao gets ult off, you know, like it's a whole different game. But he just gets perfectly CC chained, which is very nice. Very nice. But T1, like, keep in mind, T1 is so far behind on gold. The fact that they get a fight like this is a dream. Anyone who can get out is, of course, a big difference maker. And this is only, you know, you could say, oh, Varus is getting a bot tier 2, right, for free. But it's a question of shutdowns here, right? It's a question of shutdowns. And the Peyz gets another one. So Peyz is so accelerated. If you just take a look at Peyz's gold. Peyz right now is on 3 items. He's very accelerated. And everything just comes down to the dragons. And now, for the final moment, kind of the moment that decided the whole game, Gen.G was quite passive, and I thought they're just lining up for a soul play. But they decided to pull the trigger here, where the advantage on Ezreal here is the fact that, yeah, he has 4 items. He just bought 4 items, and they're inviting this. And currently, in terms of the imbalances, the only thing that really stands out, right, is that they have good vision. But after this Ezreal ult, Gen.G can't keep hitting this. They can't keep hitting this. T1 are slowly breaching, Chovy doing Anivia things, keeping track of the whole river. And then T1 break here. They're trying to ward over the wall, which they do. And then Faker, after the Anivia spells down, gets the root. Very nice Keria flash R over the wall. And the crucial detail here is just how much space Oner buys and creates. In all honesty here, if they just let Oner go, this could be a very nice situation. They can like wall him off, they can marinate him. It's just this Vi ultimate is too committed. Right now, Xin Zhao ulted and Anivia did that for free. And they could just slow play this. But instead, they send it all in and Chovy goes so deep to actually enter the circle of the Xin Zhao ultimate to fight. But during this entire time, this just makes a very easy fight for Peyz. He's shooting fish in a barrel. Ryze ulted over and got access to Varus. And he's creating a wider flank, which is super nice. But this decision to ult the Vi was such a Xin Zhao was just really, really bad. Really, really bad. And then Doran is TPing to flank the Ziggs, which looks kind of funny. And then in the end, Doran kills his old teammate. And that's pretty much it. That's game. Ezreal got so strong, and even here, I feel like Gen.G just misunderstands completely what their comp is about. They find Vi, like she clicks into the bush here. Like she does it on vision. I don't know what the Kiin is thinking. The cannon is still alive, and he queues into the bushes, so T1 just see him, so they just hunt him down. And then the fight starts so fast, and this Ziggs is very weak. Very strange, very strange. But T1 snappy with their gameplay, bot lane looking good, managed to play 2 ADC matchups today. They should be very happy, very happy. Cool game, cool series, and what a step up, you know. A couple of days ago, I'm like, what the hell? T1 just lost against KT, it's doomed. And now we're here. Now we're here. Now we are here.